Introducing the Club WPT Gold 5 million free roll passport. Just look at it. This is your ticket to the most anticipated poker tournament of the year. Only 2,000 exist. Not 2001, not 2002, only 2,000. And today, I'm giving away 3. Simply sign up at clubwptgold.com and use promo code YouTube and you're in. Wow, 5 million free roll.
The next bounty game, I promise that we will get Ludicrous in this game.
They found it by finding something.
I tried to get Ludicrous in this game.
They didn't like. So then I told them,
Luda, this is your game.
You guys just fucking
Rampage, Action Dan, Ludicrous. Come on. Unfortunately, he had some family obligations. But make it known to Ludicrous on social media. Message him and say, hey, we want you in the next one.
There are many ways to a destination.
He would be putting his foot down to Action Dan's nonsense, I'll tell you that.
It's like when you punch in somewhere on the GPS, it shows you like 4 or 5 different.
35.
You ready for 35?
I know that poker player, the rapper. He used to be like a really? Yeah.
I just know him as
Action Dan makes the call, and here we go, a battle of the Dans. We called for it, and now we got it. Who deserves the name? Who can live up to the name Dan? There can be only one at the end of this show. And here's our first chance to see Action Dan with a king.
3,000.
I don't think there's any reason to raise here. This is an innocuous flop. If you're ahead, you're way ahead. And Action Dan agrees. He just makes the call. He's going to let Jungleman hang himself. Great turn for Action Dan. And it gives Jungleman an up and down straight draw. So if you're going to bet the flop, I think you got to keep firing when you turn a 5. Unfortunately for him, it means Action Dan is never folding this ever in his life. Do you get it all in here? What's the point of shoving here if you're Action Dan?
So many big chips, can't think right now.
Are you trying to get hero called by a hand that has a lot of equity against you?
All his are perpetuity. It just goes on forever.
Are you trying to get rid of his bluffs?
You're gonna watch a vlog from like.
The call here makes the most sense, and Action Dan tends to figure these things out. He does. What a call. What a call. And if we aren't already sure Action Dan was never folding here, now we're 1,000% sure. Jungleman knows ace high is no good. He's gonna get snapped off if he makes any bet here. Does he need to go all in, or is 20,000 effectively the same?
I feel like I haven't played that.
Wants to prove his point as the one true Dan at this table. He is counting out a fat bet. Can he move them over the line? He's going to. There it is. He leaves himself 10,000 behind.
All in.
Look at Jungleman's face. He gives it up.
I feel like they always have it.
He saves himself 10,000. And he sees the terrible news. Action Dan, it just kept getting better for him.
Number 2.
It's gonna be tough to stop this guy.
And this feels like Jungleman's villain origin story.
I had to fucking. Nice. Had to do that, I guess.
let the hate flow through you, Jungleman.
Not everyone's mad at you.
I'm sure Dan's really glad to be sunning in a 25-50 game.
Yeah.
I swear to God, no one's ever folded in that spot ever. In that precise situation. Somehow everyone always has it.
Well, at least you saved yourself
Well, I couldn't
10,000.
think of how the fuck you could have it. That's part of the thing.
Collusion against Action Dan. You have to do it. He has about as much as most of the other players combined now.
Folds, yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Does it have to be a full
Excuse
fold or just a pre-flop fold?
Just the pre-flop.
So I can get it.
Oh, I mean open fold, sorry.
Okay.
I
was like,
sorry.
you really need to talk quick right now because like, I'll ship my stack just for the extra Rampage incentive, you know?
So he called, right? He called here.
He calls, raise, call.
Someone said I almost called with a bunch of clown faces. I thought that was a great comment. Whoever removed that. These guys are all clowns. Look at Mariano. He's in with pocket sixes. If that doesn't deserve some clown emojis, I don't know what does. Mariano playing defense against Action Dan. Doesn't want to let him win that fourth hand in a row.
People are in.
All in, 2 all in.
Patrick all in with the fives.
Not the person. Oh, jeez. All right.
And Dan makes the call
The person.
with King 4.
I feel like I have Dan beat, I think.
Jungleman's comment that Action Dan is fake action is looking more and more foolish every minute of this show. Call him fake action now, why don't you? He needs to hit a king.
Probably play nice, and then you guys.
The biggest pot
That's all I need. Bear Greenstein.
with a king right
Oh my
now.
God, this is looking great.
This is looking very great.
This is looking great for Mariano. He couldn't ask for better.
All you
He
guys
has
buy
to
out
dodge
right
a
now.
king only.
Wait, how much?
I'm
So
telling you,
one of the other two fives.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
King.
I don't even know. What? That is so anti.
6 in the window. Wow, that is lame. Give me a break.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
That's not even fair.
And a bad manner 5 for Patrick at the end. Mariano suddenly with $76,000 in front of him. Makes 42 of it on that hand. Playing defense for the table.
I really wanted that one. I thought that one was coming for sure.
I guess I couldn't have collected your
And then
5K
you
no
worked
matter
so
what.
hard
Like impossible.
just to get cooler.
Wild action here at the Bounty
Hey,
game.
Mariano.
And you paid the 5.
Yeah.
Worked so hard just to get cooler,
I took
bro.
5 out. Put a 5 in there.
Strategies are evolving. The chips are flying.
21. Wow. So, yeah, I got some people like trying to grease my elbows or whatever the word is. Huh?
Oh, we moved it to 100.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. 100 then. Raise. 200.
But I mean, I also got whole bad things too.
Action Dan.
All. Sweet.
That's all from poker, huh?
Huh?
That was all from poker?
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
It is.
Nice.
What's going on here? There's a raise from Action Dan.
Fake action Dan.
Mariano, the King of Argentina. I guess I fold.
The Jungleman really waiting for his spot against Action Dan.
800.
Keep an eye on that for later. Ted makes a 3-bet. He has been one of the tighter players at this table, and he still gets called by everyone involved in the hand. So we're 4 ways, and there's 2 hearts. That is super significant. 2 players now with flush draws. Mariano, 1% to win. He has the second nut flush draw.
14.
Action Dan with top pair. Just a call from Mariano. Ted with a gut shot to a jack. 2 overcards. He's going to make the call. That's going to bring Patrick along. Just a call. So this is a very interesting pot all of a sudden. We're close to 10,000 already in there. And there's the heart. Rip Mariano. F's in chat for Mariano. How does Patrick not double up here? You got to play this fast as either player. And it checks through? Oh my. Is there any way Mariano doesn't end up doubling Patrick up here? When it checks through on the turn, maybe. Got to bet something that can be raised here as Patrick, knowing the cards. That's probably the perfect amount because that's going to induce a raise from Mariano. And Dan's just throwing bad money in behind there. So Action Dan's hand is capped here. Mariano should have no fear of Action Dan having a better hand. The only hand he's thinking of here is Patrick, who led out into 3 opponents. His hand is just too good to just call. He's got to maximize value here. If you're going to play the King-6 suited here, you have to play it like it's the nuts if you get this far with it. If you run into the ace-high flush, you run into the ace-high flush. And you can reevaluate if you get re-raised after this. What do we think the sizing is here? Something you want to be called. I think 17,000, something in that ballpark, 20,000. It's like about 22.
18.
Or 18,000, okay. Mariano and I thinking the same here. And so Patrick, with the nuts, is going to make Mariano reconsider his life decisions when he shoves all in. And he does. And now Mariano is basically priced in, and he knows what Patrick has. This is never a queen-high flush from Patrick.
How much more?
It's just not. Patrick, a very solid poker player. Solid enough that Mariano can fold here. This would be an exploitative fold. If you think it through, there's just, it's hard to have a bluff the way this played. It's just always what it is. So does Mariano want to throw 14,000 into the middle and likely right into the arms of Patrick? Great fold, disciplined fold.
I have to show for my button.
And he gets the info.
That's your second win, huh?
Yep. Yep.
And it actually makes me reconsider the sizing that Mariano used on his raise, because if he had raised a little less, that fold becomes easier. That fold becomes a lot easier if he raises to, let's say, 14,000 instead. On the other hand, if he'd gone even a little bit bigger, let's say he raised to 22,000, he would have been priced in and basically would have had to call. And look at this. Jungleman just couldn't hang. He just couldn't deal with it. He's talking GTO at the table. Remember that interview with Sandor, when you look back on it, it seems rather unhinged. He's basically saying he can't figure out the game. He's over there eating and ordering more food.
Maybe it's not as big.
Or is he getting a massage girl? I don't know. We'll see if he returns. And look at this.
No check of bag, okay.
We might see some violence. Action Dan has aces. You never put this guy on aces, ever.
Oh yeah, I got a button.
So can he get paid? Can his image get him the max?
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Explode. 10, 6.
Nice fold, Rampage.
There's my house.
Lex O, though,
Is that the flop man?
trying to play at Dan's image. I think Dan should just call here.
Make it that much more.
Never mind.
11, 2.
Can you flip those cards over? You gonna leave them out there?
Those are not great cards for Lex to see, even though they're accidentally flipped over. Those are straightening cards. There could be more outs. And this feels gross because he's seen Dan bluffing the whole night, and he's choosing to make a stand at just the wrong time. Lex O might be about to get stacked by Action Dan. This was a 5-bet pot, and he flops a set. What a spot for Lex O. Both players think they have the best hand. Lex O knows he has the best hand.
6500.
Just a call here, it looks like, from Lex. And if I'm Dan, I'm thinking I have the best hand here all day. That jack is definitely not the card he wanted to see, even though he does have outs to a 10 or an ace. It's gonna feel like there's a lot of hands that beat him now.
All in.
This sucks.
All in and a call.
Just aces.
One time.
Action Dan. You've given us everything.
All right, one time.
Can the deck hit Action Dan? Ace or 10? I've never seen the chat want anyone to win more than this moment. 10 or ace? That is neither. And that locks it up.
How much does he have?
For Lex O.
Finally got him.
Now the turns have tabled.
20.
Lex O,
21.
who makes objectively a bad call pre. I mean, he calls with sevens for a quarter of his stack against pocket aces, just drills a 7 and gets max value. And Action Dan gets called by 7s in a 5-bet pot with aces and ends up getting stacked. Or rather, doubling Lex up.
I think I'm reading up 7 tonight. One of the 7. Wow. We had a 7 flipped over.
No, it was 10-6-9.
If we had a 7 value.
I would have folded the 3-bet, 4-bet. I think that was the biggest.
I'm pretty sure that that is the biggest pot of Lex O Poker's career.
Straight's not coming.
Ryan pointing out he made a tweet
Like
a week or two ago, and I remember this tweet. He talked about a $60,000 pot that he lost and said it was the biggest pot of his life thus far, and that he looks forward to playing more bigger pots, and maybe he'll win one. Well, now, a week later,
Too much money goes in one shitty pair.
1600.
we got a mirror matchup here. Ace, queen, ace, queen. As you can see, ace-4, a much better hand than ace-queen. It's favored here.
6200.
And queen-10, even better than ace-queen. And why don't those numbers add up to 100%, you ask? That's because the equity of ace-queens splitting the pot does not count as winning. And that's why the percentages are low, and that's why sometimes you get these weird readings. Mariano, 5-betting. It's a min-click 5-bet. Can Rampage dig deep and find this? He has the best hand. Don't let those percentages fool you. He has the best hand by a long shot here, but it's hard to know that. Pull the trigger, Rampage. Make a night of it. There is so much dead money in the middle of the spot. About 20,000 in there.
About a year and a half. Yeah, a year and a half.
Keep at it, man. You're improving a lot.
I appreciate that. That really means a lot.
Rampage.
A lot of you, brother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
All the experiences
I
in
watched so
poker,
much. You might,
all coming to a head here, and he just lets
got a
it
good
go.
sense of
So
the
does
game.
Patrick.
What is it?
13,000.
But Dan will not go down that easily. I mean, it's only 6,800 more for Dan,
I got 8.
but this feels nutted. Feels like Mariano is nutting here. Okay, sorry, that came out way wrong. Erase that from your memory. Mariano. No nuts. Mariano with the best hand. Might feel like he has to do something here. It's actually, Dan, you just never know where you are. Do you need to bluff? Do you need to nut? Nut up, Mariano. And even when Action Dan checks, it still makes his opponents feel like they're walking on a tightrope.
11 large.
Now, against most any player, this hand is just over. But against Action Dan, he's going to make a call. It felt like a fold or shove spot, and he makes a call. Is he planning to shove any river?
Check.
Well, I mean, it's just a check. And I mean, like, what is this hand? Mariano
All in.
is going to bluff with the best hand.
Well,
Action Dan could have done it himself.
could be the
No.
biggest all time.
Stop. Don't.
Ace.
Oh, my
Ace
gosh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Oh, my gosh.
Good read wrong.
Call of the night. I don't care that he was wrong. What a legend. Begin construction on the statue of Action Dan outside of
I guess
Hustler
that did.
Casino today.
Watch too much.
It starts today. Legend status achieved.
24,100.
I think he has me covered.
He tried to embarrass Mariano. He wanted to embarrass Mariano with one of the sickest calls in the history of poker.
Probably could have just. What do you want?
The only sicker call I could think of would be Jack
I'm
High.
good, Dan.
So I guess this would have been second place if he were right. So that one hand.
Introducing the Club WPT Gold 5 million free roll passport. Just look at it. This is your ticket to the most anticipated poker tournament of the year. Only 2,000 exist. Not 2001, not 2002, only 2,000. And today, I'm giving away 3. Simply sign up at clubwptgold.com and use promo code YouTube and you're in. Wow, 5 million free roll.
small blind this hand too, just so everybody knows.
Great call.
And so just to be clear, there is $6,500 left in the bounty pool. You can see that there at seat 5. And the reason there's going to be no overtime is because we have those 2 splash pots scheduled for the end of the stream. And we decided beforehand there would be no overtime.
Thing we've had is
Do we kind of regret that decision? Yes.
Suspect.
come on, Sammy.
We'd already decided. Some players had to leave right then. We told them that that would be the end of the show. We're going to end with the 2 splash pots. And now it's looking like the bounty pool might be evaporated by then. So we will see.
Defense.
Well, this is part of the feedback we would love for next time. We're going to run this game once a month. And we look forward to hearing all of your suggestions. We got a lot of great feedback last time and made improvements to this game. I look forward to it being even better next month.
Rampage. Rampage.
And everyone, pressure ludicrous for us, okay? Peer pressure works. That's a fact. One thing I've learned in life, peer pressure is highly effective to get people to do things. So the more peer pressure we can apply to Ludacris, the more likely he'll be in the next one of these games. He belongs here. You're one of us, Luda. Quit dodging the big fight, the money fight. Family obligations. Give me a break. Doesn't even have a family, I bet. He's just an orphan, you know? I mean, come on. Get a life. How about this for Mariano? King 10, Broadway nuts. Once again, Mariano nutting all over this game. Lex O, gonna try to buy it. What do you do here as Mariano? What's the line to maximize profit here? There's so many hands that just aren't calling a raise. Even though it's so enticing to raise here, you're like, oh, I have the nuts, I should raise, I should get more money in. But you have to think about what your opponents likely have and how many of them are really calling raises. I don't know. It's a really scary board, is the thing. So I can see why you'd want to raise, but it might be a spot where you just grit your teeth and call, because then when you call, and let's say the river card is a red deuce, now you can overbet, and it looks like a bluff. Rampage, thinking about getting stupid here. Rampage, no. Do not do this, Rampage. Rampage, you are really worrying me now. Don't do it. Oh, no. Oh, the longer he waits here, the more likely he is to make a bad decision. Just get those cards in the muck. Every second that goes by, the likelihood of him punting, he's all in. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my. Rampage. Drawing to a chop if he hits a king.
Cool. I have 3 outs.
3 outs
That is
to
unlucky.
chop.
But hang on.
Rampage, after going deeper into this
3 outs
game,
to chop, so.
punts it off. The most Rampage way to end this stream, and he won't get there. Second run out, second chance. No redemption for Rampage.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
What a night.
The king of the bounty.
How does it happen? And the small
The bad news for the bounty man is that
That's
the
incredible.
king of the bounty.
I guess I lose one. 21,300.
Rampage putting on a show.
21 to 3.
He does it for
All I
you
have is
guys.
my name.
Don't get it twisted.
Thank you very much. 100, everybody, please.
Crazy card.
That's 3 of you. 100, please, guys.
Make you go essentially bankrupt if you try to employ those same strategies in your local 2-5 game.
2,000.
Jungleman has aces. Watch out. Finally, he's thinking, finally. Finally, it's my turn. Look at this guy. He's like, okay,
What's her name?
I'm going to kind of furrow my brow. Dylan was the 3-better. Actually, Dan gets out of the way. And he just saw Rampage in a similar spot, 5-bet with ace-queen and be good. Instead, he's just going to call, and he's a dodge a queen. Well, he has the ace of hearts, so I don't think he's going anywhere. Jungleman with 2 black aces. Doesn't love this flop. He wants to make sure they're black aces. Yep, yep. Nothing red in there, so. What kind of sizing do you use here? You want to set up a pot size bet on the turn, right? That's the key. So you don't need to go a lot.
We're trying a celebrity poker thing.
Well, that's smaller than I would have liked. 3,000. Is he trying to induce a raise? This is a down bet from the previous street. Dylan's going to take the good price. So, yeah, if you get a good price like that, I say just take it. You don't need to raise. Take the great pot odds. Neither player loving that card, but it shouldn't really impact Jungleman too much. If he's ahead, he's ahead. And he doesn't want to let a heart get there. And now the stack to pot ratio is weird. What do you do? Do you do another milking bet? 5K, something like that? I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is here. He's trying to get it all in, I think. But I'm not sure. Miracle Worker. He's wearing Dylan's hat. Dylan over there with hat hair.
Now I see it firsthand.
Because his hat is on his opponent's head. Jungleman trying to pull off a miracle here. He's down 50,000 tonight. We're trying to get it back on this hand. That's a healthy bet. That is a very healthy bet. And the problem here for Dylan is this is a 1/4 of his chips. So if he makes this call, there'll be 34,600 in the pot. He'll have 24,000 behind. Is he ever getting paid if he hits his heart? That's what I want to ask. Only if his opponent has the king of hearts, so that's already a cooler. But I don't think so. That's the problem with being out of position and trying to hit a draw here. Oh, okay, so he's going to go all in. I like that better. I do like this better because you at least have fold equity now. Dylan, a very bright person, figures out these weird spots quite well. I've always been very impressed by that. And he's putting Jungleman in a tough spot. This is not a trivial call with aces.
Probably not.
Has Dylan ever been bluffing in this spot all night? No. He's always had it, except for this time.
Not be an idiot, not hit this stupid fold.
No, be an idiot. Make a stupid fold.
No. 12 combos. Versus.
You gotta be careful with
All right, I'm gonna try not to look like an idiot in case I'm wrong. I have a good hand, by the way.
Yeah.
I just think that you just probably don't have a flush very much.
Uh-oh.
Ace, king, hearts, ace, queen, hearts. I'm not trying to slow roll, I'm just making sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I think it's just too hard to have a flush.
Call once or twice.
Can we run it twice?
Twice, right? Aces.
I have a flush draw. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Twice?
I mean, I was
He
nervous.
needs to hit a heart. Dylan has all the heart in the world. Can he hit a heart?
It was actually a good
2
bluff. I was pretty
times.
afraid.
Come on, Dylan.
Yeah.
Come on, Dylan. Let's do it twice. Oh, that's not one. All right, he needs a heart Dylan has shown so much heart tonight.
7 of hearts.
He has battled in one of the most insane poker games to ever exist. Heart. Damn it.
Sorry about that.
And that is going to be the end for Dylan. Dylan, we salute you.
Here's the hat.
Let's see those 07s in the chat. Salute this man. Dylan gave it his everything.
I'll take the hat back. I'll take that.
And just
I don't know.
got wasted.
You're right. It would be.
Nice play.
I tried. Nice play with
He
you.
tried. He let it all go.
Thanks, man. You too.
Slow roll.
Well, I said I'm probably not going to fold. I was
Knit
just
roll,
making
right?
sure.
Isn't that what they call it?
Slight knit roll. I mean, look at what the board was.
Is it 51-2?
Now let's look at the cumulative winnings. Mariano up nearly 200,000. Lex O and Ted up a combined 26,000. Everyone else loses big, including Action Dan, down 70,000. But he is the true hero of this game. #1 in all of our hearts. The GOAT, Action Dan.